If you're interested in selling digital products like PNG bundles on Etsy, but are unsure how to go about properly getting your files to your customer, this video is for you. PNG bundles sell well on Etsy and are easy and fun to make. I recently made a video on this process, so if you're interested, I'll link the video here and in the description. One thing I didn't cover in that video is how to actually get your files to your customer. There's a couple of different ways to go about it. For today's video, we'll go over the first method, which is creating zip files. To start, let's head to this folder on my computer where I've gathered a set of 10 PNGs that I want to create a new Etsy listing for. Now, Etsy allows us to upload 5 files per listing, and each of those files has to be under 20 megabytes. So depending on the size of our graphics, we can create zip files that contain some or all of the images. Sometimes they might fit into one zip file. Sometimes we might have to create 5 separate zip files to contain them all. The idea is that we want to make sure that each file is below 20 megabytes, so Etsy will allow us to upload it. I personally like to name my files, usually just with something as simple as 01, 02, etc. up to the amount of images in the bundle. It's just a little bit nicer for the customer than having some random file name, and it just helps them organize them a little more easily on their own computer. Next, what I'll do is I'll check the size of each graphic. So I will come up to the first one here, and then I'm on a MacBook Pro, so it might be a little bit different if you're on a PC, but what I do is I hit Control and then click. That brings up this menu, and I'll come down here to Get Info. That brings up this side menu here, and I can see that this particular graphic is 6.4 megabytes. So quite a large file. I usually size my PNGs around 4,000 by 4,000 pixels, so it does create quite a large graphic. And it's up to you the size that you want to give your customer, but I definitely recommend erring on the side of a larger file just in case they want to print on something quite large. And let's have a look at this next graphic. Let's find out the size of this one. This is quite large as well, 10.2 megabytes. And this one too is 12.3 megabytes. So keeping our 20 megabyte limit in mind, it looks like to get all of these 10 graphics into our Etsy listing, we'll actually have to create 5 separate folders with 2 images in each one that will then turn into a zip file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control click inside the folder here, and I'm going to choose New Folder, and then I'm going to name it something like Cute Animals Bundle Part 1. And then I'm going to grab the first 2 PNGs here and drag them into that folder. And then I'm going to repeat that process until I have 5 separate folders. Okay, great. So now that I have all of my PNGs in separate folders, what I'm going to do is make sure that all of them are below our 20 megabyte limit. So what I'll do is I'll come up to the first folder here, hit Control while I click, and then Get Info. And it looks like we're good on this first one. It's 16.7 megabytes, so coming in below our 20 megabyte limit. And then I'll repeat that for all of the folders, just making sure none of them are going over 20 megabytes. Great, so they're all below that limit. So the next thing I want to do is create zip folders. Now, Etsy won't allow us to upload actual folders to our listing. They have to be individual files or zip files. So what we're going to do next is create zip files from each of our folders, and that way we'll be able to upload those zip files as individual files to Etsy. So to do that, I'm just going to come up to our first folder here, Control and click on it, And then I'm going to come down to Compress Cute Animals Bundle Part 1 and just click on that. And just like that, we have a zip file based on our first folder. I'm going to repeat that process for all 5 of the folders. Okay, great. So now that we have all of our zip files, let's head over to Etsy and get started on our listing. Okay, so here we are on Etsy, and I've just begun a new listing here. The first thing we're going to want to do is choose our category. There's a couple of different categories this type of product could potentially fit in. I usually like to choose digital prints, so I'm going to start typing that in, and I'm going to click on that. And that lets me know that this listing is going to appear in 7 related categories, including home and living, home decor, and more. You could also choose clip art, so I'm going to type that in. That brings up this option, letting us know these are the categories it will be included in: paper, party and kids, paper craft, and more. So you could choose either of those, and I think it will be fine. But I have noticed that most sellers who sell PNGs and PNG bundles choose the digital art category. So I'm going to type that in again and choose that. So now I'm going to click continue. Next, we're going to have to specify what type of item is it. It is a digital file. Then who made it? I did in this case. What is it? It's a finished product. When was it made? 2020 to 2026. In most cases, I do use an AI generator to help me create my PNG bundles and designs, so I'm going to choose that option, and you should do the same if you use AI at all. Next, I'm going to hit continue, and that brings us right into our listing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come up with a good title. I usually like to mention that it is a PNG bundle. I like to use the words clip art, and I like to use some descriptive terms. In this case, it's a cute animal bundle. They have kind of a watercolor look to them, so I'm going to include all of those words in my title. Next, we'll come down to the photos and video section. I didn't actually create any listing photos for this tutorial, but you'll certainly want to come up with a set of really nice listing photos. What a lot of sellers who sell PNG bundles do is show the PNGs on things like sweatshirts, t-shirts, tote bags, mugs, and that kind of thing. Some sellers just show the PNGs on a flat background and then have a listing photo that has a grid of all of the PNGs included in the bundle. I recommend doing both, honestly. I think it's a good idea to have a kind of a grid or a couple of different photos of a grid of all of the PNGs included in the bundle. And then I think it's nice to also include things like showing the PNGs on t-shirts and sweatshirts and that kind of thing. So I definitely recommend looking at successful sellers on Etsy and what they do for their listing photos and do something similar. You also would do well to include things like your return policies, maybe some information about how they access their files once they've purchased the listing. Any kind of information you can give them is a really good idea to include in the listing photos, because a lot of people don't read through the descriptions fully. Next, we'll come down to our digital files section, and here's where we can drag and drop our zip files that we created right into our Etsy listing. So I'm just going to bring up the folder that the zip files are in, and then I'm going to select all of the zip folders. I'm going to click on one, and then holding the command key, click on all of the other ones, making sure we're selecting the zip files and not the other folders. So now that I have them all selected, I'm just going to drag them into our Etsy listing. And there, as you can see, there they all are. So now when the customer purchases the listing, they can immediately download each one of these zip files, unzip them, and have access to the PNG bundle. Next, you'll want to enter your description, and a good idea when you're selling things like PNG designs or bundles is to specify pretty early on in your description that they will be receiving a digital item. Sometimes people get confused, especially if you use listing photos that show the PNGs on things like t-shirts or sweatshirts, they get confused and think maybe that they're going to receive a physical item mailed to them. So it's a really good idea to make sure they understand this is a digital product. Another good thing to include is some instructions on how exactly they can access the files once they make the purchase. You might also want to include your return policy. A lot of people who sell digital products don't accept any returns, and you want to make sure the customer understands that fully before they click that buy button. And you'll also want to include some information about how the customer can use these files. Let them know that they can print them on things like t-shirts, in their own print-on-demand shop if that's something that you allow, and things like invitation templates. They can use them for collage projects, whatever you can do to paint a picture of the myriad of possibilities of how they can use these PNG files. You might also want to specify that these are PNGs and not SVGs. Sometimes people get confused and buy PNGs when what they're actually wanting is an SVG, which is more compatible with programs like Cricut to do cut file projects. Next, you'll want to set your pricing. This is something I recommend doing some research on. Just have a look around on Etsy and see what other people who sell similar products are selling them for. Now, a lot of people who sell these bundles sell them at rock bottom prices. They'll sell like a set of 50 PNGs for like $1 or $2. I don't recommend going that low. I tend to price mine a little bit higher than other shops because I do want to make a good profit. I also tend to run a lot of sales in my shop, so I usually price a bit higher with the understanding that if I'm having a 20 or 25% off sale, I still want to be able to pull in a bit of a profit. So for this set of 10, let's say I'll price it somewhere around $4.25 or something like that. And that lets me know my estimated earnings will be $3.40. For the quantity, I like to type in 999 because that sets our quantity really high and we don't have to come back and reset that if we end up selling a bunch of them. Next, we'll scroll down. And I usually don't bother with any of these settings here. But what I do bother with, and you absolutely should bother with, is the tags. I always use all 13 of the tags to help people search for your listings, and that's exactly what it does. You have a certain amount of information in your title, but it's a great idea to really beef things up with the tags, add every kind of descriptive long key element you can think of when people might be searching for something. Help them find it with really descriptive keywords here. I usually leave the materials blank here. My returns and exchanges are set to not accepting them because of the nature of the digital products. If you have a section that this particular bundle fits into, you can choose that here. If you run Etsy ads, you can choose whether to include this in your campaign here. And then lastly, you can choose which type of renewal option you want. I generally choose manual because if something isn't selling after I've renewed it a couple of times, I might want to just not renew it again. So I usually click on manual. And from here, you'll just hit publish and your listing will be published to your shop and your customer will be able to easily access the PNG bundle from the zip files we've created. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of how to create zip files containing your PNG bundles and can successfully create your own Etsy listings with this process. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tutorials that you'd like to see in the future. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.